Man, I'm chilling. I ain't bothering nobody. I'm just chilling. You know what I'm saying? I go shopping. I give me a mean leather jacket. I think I'm doing my thing. I'm like, I'm my own little planet. I ain't with nobody. But it's always got to try to one up on me, right? Have one up on me. I get a banging leather jacket. This Busta get a leather line up.
If Busta ever try to front on me, hit you with no delay, so what you saying, yo? Silly with that 9 milli, what the killer, yo? Yeah, I do his shit better than him. He better not play with me. I will and perform Busta Rhymes' show. Cause look, man, if they try to say that if you ever thought that the Busta Rhymes was better than me, you crazy. You crazy, man. You just looking at this the wrong way.
For years, the hidden story surrounding 50 Cent, Diddy, and Busta Rhymes was never truly erased. It was controlled, contained, and kept away from the public eye. What the world saw were only small pieces, scattered moments, public tension, and rumors that never fully explained the bigger picture. Behind the scenes, a much deeper network of influence, loyalty, fear, and silent pressure shaped what was allowed to be said and what stayed buried. In this documentary, 50 Cent moves beyond speculation and takes a closer look at how powerful industry figures like Diddy can impact who speaks freely, who stays quiet, and which stories never make it into the spotlight. As Busta Rhymes becomes a central figure in the silence surrounding the situation, the conversation shifts from simple controversy into something much bigger. Control, perception, reputation, and the power to shape the narrative. In the end, one question remains. Who gets to decide when the truth finally becomes part of the record?
The Rhymes is a visual artist. Always been that. When Busta don't look like Busta, because Busta neck getting deep and Busta belly is sticking out.
Tell him chain too big. Whoa, man. Tell that nigga's chain too big. He ain't no friends. They're not telling him.
Busta can't match up with 50. Is you crazy? Put that shit in front of me. You put that shit on the side. Put that shit behind me. Man, he's at a point where he just had a moment and everybody showing their appreciation for his run.
Bring up the 50 Cent for bringing us out there with him on that final lap tour. Did the first show July 21st. My last show was November 21st. He's still on that same tour.
Yeah, man.
He don't play with that work. Ever since he first came to Violator and the first Get Rich or Die Trying came out, he was the only one that would jump on a plane like the shit was a cab. This is how he was from the beginning.
The documentary begins not with a direct accusation, but with a pattern too consistent to ignore. Scattered clips, unfinished comments, and subtle remarks begin surfacing across different platforms, each one seeming disconnected at first. But piece by piece, they start to form a much larger picture. What once felt like random background noise slowly begins pointing toward Busta Rhymes. In an era where public visibility can quickly become a burden, the significance was never tied to one single statement. Instead, it came from the steady buildup of repetition, timing, and online momentum. As the narrative gains traction, perception begins to harden long before the facts can fully catch up. Timelines become evidence in the court of public opinion, and speculation turns into instant judgment. In a digital landscape where attention moves faster than investigation, one question rises above the noise. When perception outruns truth, how much time does truth really have to defend itself?
Got to ask you, there has been so much going on in the music industry and the headlines pertaining to Diddy. How closely are you paying attention to his case, the allegations, and the things that are coming forward with him?
I just kind of like to pay attention to the truth. When that time manifests, then, we'll speak about this, hopefully when that time comes. As far as I'm concerned, you know what I'm saying? But I wish the best for everyone involved. God bless everyone involved. And, I think that we should all kind of be a little more mindful of how much we speak on other things.
There was a time when the connection between 50 Cent and Busta Rhymes seemed untouchable. Shared stages, public respect, and an unspoken sense of loyalty created the image of a bond built inside an industry where exposure often comes with a price. The documentary does not present that history as simple nostalgia. It frames it as critical context, because silence only becomes meaningful when there was once a strong relationship behind it. As controversy begins to surround the conversation, unity slowly turns into distance. Loyalty is no longer automatic.
It becomes measured, careful, and strategic. What appears to be absence on the surface may actually be restraint beneath pressure. And when relationships built over years suddenly grow quiet during decisive moments, the tension becomes impossible to ignore. Is that silence an act of betrayal, or is it simply survival instinct sharpened by experience?
I've seen you talking about Busta Rhymes before
Oh yeah.
in some of your videos.
Oh yeah. Super zest monster. For sure, bro. That's my thing, bro. Like, this been common knowledge though. Like, all my promoter homies would always say, man, you know, we gotta bring some we gotta bring some, what they call them, I'm not gonna say it on here. They call them fun boys. They'll say we gotta have some fun boys in the section for Busta. Cause you know, I bodyguarded for Ghostface Killer before, you feel me? And being around him, you hear things, you feel me? I'm like, damn. And my auntie like the biggest Busta Rhymes fan, you feel me? Like, every cookout she playing it, all his little fast rapping, all of that, him and Craig Mack playing that. Bro, on my soul, I'm out with a group of people. At this time, I was with Don Benjamin. You familiar with him?
No, never heard of him.
Model dude, like a model guy. He be doing like some rapping and stuff. His name Don Benjamin. I'm out with Don Benjamin, and the club we ended up going to, Busta Rhymes in there. So it was a little lawyer guy that was with us. And the little lawyer guy we was with, you know, he was a gay dude, super cool, feel me, good guy.
What makes the documentary unsettling is not the original remarks themselves, but the system that turned them into something much bigger. One comment gets clipped, shared, reposted, and repeated across platforms until the repetition alone starts to feel like proof. In this environment, conflict is rarely accidental. It is shaped, amplified, and transformed into currency. Outrage becomes traffic. Speculation becomes content. And the louder the narrative gets, the harder it becomes for context to survive. As the story spreads, contact slowly disappears because outrage travels faster and farther than explanation ever could. The industry no longer pauses to examine what was actually meant. It reacts to engagement, momentum, and public pressure. And when attention becomes the ultimate reward, the conversation shifts into something deeper and more uncomfortable. In a system built to profit from distortion, who still has a reason to protect the truth?
Bro, Busta Rhymes wanted him in his section so bad. Like, what? Pulled him to the section, like through the rope, and tucked him off in the corner. So I'm looking like, well, he ain't come with us. Well, I know he was in the little group. So if I go out with somebody, like a group of people, I try to make sure everybody get there together and leave together. No, he stayed with them. He stayed in there with them, bro. For sure, bro. You ain't never heard about this before, have you? Bro, this common knowledge, bro. Like, if you in the mix, bro. If you in the mix, like I've been in the mix, you know this.
How long has it been like this known about Busta Rhymes?
Well, I knew about this like in 2012. I knew about this in 2012.
How can we think nobody else speaks up on it or says anything?
Because, bro, these people admire these people so much. They want to make sure they in the section, they at the club, they at the video shoot, they can get backstage. That matters most to them. That matters so much to people. It's crazy. Like, but if you notice, like, there's countless videos of Busta Rhymes getting mad at females for just being girls.
The documentary moves into even more volatile territory when jokes about identity and personal life begin circulating as entertainment instead of meaningful conversation. For decades, hip-hop culture has treated masculinity as both protection and performance, a space where criticism, humor, and ridicule can become difficult to separate. But in this case, the consequences reach far beyond the moment itself. Public image can shift quickly. Perception spreads fast. Stigma becomes louder than nuance. And the impact can linger long after the original joke, clip, or comment fades from attention. Rather than preaching or choosing sides, the documentary challenges whether cultural standards have truly evolved enough to recognize the lasting damage caused by casual dehumanization disguised as humor. And when entertainment leaves consequences that cannot simply be reversed, the central tension refuses to disappear. At what point does commentary stop being content and start becoming harm?
Touched him one time, he go crazy, throw a drink on her and everything. See what I'm saying? Like, what? Why you getting mad at females? You go to these guys, they're in the club, go to their section. It's all men in the section. That ain't weird to nobody. I'm going to the bar, sorry. Text me if it get dangerous. But there's all this club security in here, like nothing's finna happen. Nobody wanna kill you guys, bro. Like, when I get jobs from people who really got a threat on their life, I move way different. Nobody wants to kill these entertainers like that, bro. Like when I do my threat assessment, there's never an immediate threat of danger. It's never a situation that they're gonna tell me, oh, this person wants to murder me, this person wants to bring harm on me. It's never like that. Them type of people be normal guys. So, I hear somebody say, oh, he's cute, I want him. So when I heard that, I turned around like, man, did he just say that? Well, you got all this jewelry to attract some men in here? You wild. Shocked me. But sure enough.
And that was the guy that Busta Rhymes pulled back?
He pulled him into the section. And then they walled him off like this man. I'm like, damn. And that little dude was so happy. He couldn't believe that. He was shocked. But man, you ask, bro, anybody that's in the mix, bro, like you know, bro. Most of these dudes, bro, putting on a major act. They don't want to be themselves.
It's crazy.
They'll get mad at you for buying bottles of champagne to get a girls. They'll get mad, oh, we don't want these bottle rats in our section. What are we here for? Why are y'all here then? What are y'all here for? Just because y'all got booked to be here, okay, but sometimes they not booked. They just in there. And what they looking for, it ain't gonna be what you thinking of, on God, seen it.
Rather than responding with denial or retreat, the documentary presents 50 Cent's reaction as a calculated strategy, driven less by explanation and more by timing, precision, and impact. In the digital era, humor becomes more than simple deflection, it becomes leverage. Short, repeatable moments can travel farther than lengthy defenses ever could, giving power to whoever controls the replay value. Before a deeper conversation even has a chance to begin, perception is already being shaped. The approach reflects a sharp understanding of modern influence. Once the audience reacts, the narrative is often already locked into place. But strategy also carries weight, and influence always comes with consequences. When humor begins functioning less as entertainment and more as pressure, the tension becomes impossible to ignore. At what point does influence stop being persuasion and start becoming imbalance?
You know Busta Rhymes came out, telling people to mind their business when it comes to Diddy, right?
You gotta realize that Busta Rhymes and anybody in the industry could say what they wanna say and speak on what they wanna speak. They got a right to do that. Just like we got a right to. He can't tell nobody not to say this, not to say that, when he has the right to say what he want to say. And I guess that's why people coming out on Busta Rhymes saying he's zesty now, because he made comments like that. But I've been around Busta. I know Busta Rhymes. I don't never know him for being like that. But I don't know what other people see, and I'm not going to speak on that, because I don't care about that. See, a lot of people, if that's all he could give to the people, then that's all he giving to the people. But not one time, did he speak on his relationship with Diddy? Has he been to the Diddy party? Has he been to the after party? Did he say, well, I've never been to an after party, so y'all gotta wait to speak on, y'all gotta wait to see what they talking about before y'all speak on something?
When Diddy enters the narrative, the atmosphere immediately shifts, not because of any direct statement, but because of what his presence represents. The documentary portrays him less as one individual figure and more as a symbol of institutional influence, long-standing connections, and the kind of power built through decades of intertwined careers. Within that context, Busta Rhymes' call for restraint takes on more than one meaning. To some, it appears to be loyalty. To others, it feels like caution, shaped by an understanding of how influence can operate behind the scenes. That uncertainty becomes part of the tension, because in environments shaped by reputation, legacy, and power, silence is rarely viewed as neutral. Instead, every pause begins to feel intentional. Every absence carries weight, and every refusal to speak leaves the audience wondering whether silence is protection, pressure, or something far more complicated.
I can say I've never been to an after party. Have I been to the front door of the party? Yeah. Have I been to the after party? Nah, never.
Never been to the freak off something. I mean, since I've been knowing you, I mean, you've been consistent about that. So, you know, I believe you, man. But you heard about these reports that Diddy having a hard time selling his Hollywood home? It's not attracting any buyers?
It probably wouldn't attract any buyers until after, a lot of times when tragedies happen and people be in those type of places with the energy going, it would be around 5 years before they go up on market and resell. Like if somebody murdered in the house, you gotta realize they're not gonna go in there and somebody say, oh shit, I wanna be here, man. Motherfucker was murdered in here. You understand? Those houses may not go up to sell for like 5 years.
Right. And what's going on with Tony Busby? I seen you make a comment saying that he might drop his cases.
I think that's a misunderstanding. What I'm saying to you is that he's gonna go with the cases that he know right off the bat that Puff is willing, probably ready to settle out because it's so strong and the evidence may be so strong against Puff that he don't want that to run through the public or let the public hear those things. As a lawyer, he's going to say, these cases are strong enough for me to get the quick grab money and go about my business. And then if he gets enough money off of that, he may not have to do the other cases. He may drop the other people. It depends. He's gonna go with the strongest cases.
Some interpret it as principled loyalty, while others see it as caution shaped by proximity to influence and the realities that come with it. The documentary refuses to deliver easy verdicts. Instead, it examines the recurring patterns of protection that often exist within powerful circles. In spaces where stability is maintained through silence, every quiet response begins to carry its own meaning. What remains unresolved is not only the controversy itself, but the deeper tension beneath it. When power rewards restraint and consequences shape every decision, loyalty becomes harder to define. Is it an act of courage rooted in trust, or a calculated survival instinct formed by experience and risk?
Come on.
50, you know good and well that I woke up to this bullshit you done started this morning, and I was the one that was leaving everybody alone. So what you doing is giving niggas false narratives, homie. You talking about you just went to buy a leather jacket. You ain't bothering nobody. You left niggas alone. And I went and bought a leather fucking hairline. Well, let me tell you something, buddy. On some real G shit, let me tell you something. You talking about that pimpin' curly that you was doing as a character? Well, no, you was doing pimpin' curly in real life too. Trying to look like Rico Suave or one of them niggas going down a red carpet at one of them movie shits that you was involved with. And I don't want you to use that as no excuse neither, talking about you was playing a character. You wasn't in character when you had to go down that red carpet. You could have got back to yourself, my nigga, but you chose to stay in character with that Rico Suave shit, some berries and sweet juices you had up in your head top, my nigga. Now, I do want you to know I'm your brother, so I'm gonna always support you and everything you do. I ain't been doing nothing but that since the inception of our friendship. File it up. Now, with that being said, I got one question to the masses. There's several products that you have to incorporate to get your shit to look like Rico 50. All right? Fuck Rico Suave. We talking about Rico 50. Let's see which one of the products that he used to get to looking like Rico 50. Was it this? Or was it this? Or was it this? Matter of fact, I think the real question is, did he blend all three of these shits to look like this? Chill. I got a grand prize for anyone that jumps in the comments, any consumer around the world that used to also use these products to help identify, doing a forensic deep dive and a research and a data analytics on those products to help us understand, was it a combined effort of all three, or was it a combined effort of two, or was it just one of them to get you to look like Rico 50? Now, with that being said, if you guess right what the blend was chemically for that motherfucking berry juice look for Rico 50, you might win a grand prize. Until then, just know, the blessings don't stop. So we gonna just keep this shit going as long as we need to. Because if the blessings don't stop, I don't motherfucking stop. And we don't stop. Dragon season, bitches. Yeah.
The documentary highlights a defining moment when the atmosphere shifts from amusement to visible discomfort. What once passed as entertainment no longer lands the same way, and audiences begin questioning their own role in amplifying the spectacle. The conversation changes as moral scrutiny replaces casual reaction, and reputational risk becomes impossible to ignore. Brands grow cautious, industry relationships begin to adjust, and even simple association starts carrying consequences. In this environment, fame offers no real protection. If anything, visibility accelerates judgment. The more public the figure, the faster the reaction spreads and the harder it becomes to control what the moment turns into. But beneath the public backlash lies a deeper tension. When opinion suddenly turns, is it truly driven by principle or by the instinct to create distance before the fallout reaches everyone connected to it?
Orlando Brown.
Back. What's up, bro?
Back again.
Yes, sir.
Man, how you doing?
I'm good. I had fun Saturday. It was amazing. But it was amazing. I appreciate you for allowing me to sit back with you for a second time, for the second interview, second, what you gotta say? Yeah, bro.
Okay, that's what's up. Well, what's going on with you?
Okay, so I just got this opportunity, Orlando's World, from what I understand. We're supposed to be doing some cool things. That was an opportunity given to me from you and Flossie. Definitely feel like it's a opportunity to do a 6-month situation before we do the Orlando Brown show, because a lot of people don't want me to do the show per se. There is a Hollywood couch that I have not been on. There is a Hollywood couch that a lot of people spin on and look forward to. Me personally, I haven't been looking forward to do that, but I'm definitely looking forward to do Orlando's World, the Orlando Brown show, after we see how I handle the podcast.
So we're doing a podcast. You're gonna have your own podcast on Cam Capone News. Me, you, Flossie. What can people expect?
Well, it's the mind of the producers that invited themselves into my life. Got Flossie, got you. You guys have given me some great ideas. You know, what about you and Tekashi 6ix9ine going paintballing? What about you and Jamie Foxx, just you know what I'm saying, just going doing whatever, just wine tasting or something. It's just it's a podcast, from what I understand, that will change the dynamic of podcasting, because everybody's sitting in their homes and they're getting an astronomical amount of Burger King money. If you work at Burger King, you can make this money sitting in your house if you have the right amount of material, or you have the right person sitting in front of your camera. So you can, anytime that person does well, you do well. Anytime you make some money, they make some money, but you make more. It's just a different situation.
Any response to 50? He jokes a lot online. He posted the picture, the video. What were your thoughts?
50's my brother. But 50 also know I'm not gonna stop. The same way he not gonna stop, I'm not gonna stop. We both come from a family called Violator family. So we ain't got no problem violating, number one. And number two, I think the most important thing about this back and forth with me and him is that people don't lose sight of how important it is to have a sense of humor and it not be some where your skin ain't tough enough to be able to keep it as fun and games. We grew up snapping on each other and joking with each other from elementary school to being grown men. And you did that with your friends. Now, if we wasn't friends, there wouldn't be no games to play. But we got love, and it's genuine love. So I can indulge in this and laugh. It's okay to have a sense of humor and not be emotional like bitches. You know what I'm saying? So 50, I'm coming for your ass, bruh. Be careful.
Legal developments arrive throughout the documentary like moving pieces in an unfinished puzzle. Public remarks are dismissed, claims are narrowed, and headlines are revised. Yet each update is quickly mistaken for a final conclusion. The documentary emphasizes the growing confusion between legal process and moral outcome, where procedural updates are treated as definitive judgments before the full picture is understood. The law operates through evidence, thresholds, and measured standards, not public emotion, online momentum, or viral reaction. But modern discourse rarely slows down long enough to separate nuance from narrative. Headlines move faster than understanding, and every development is consumed as either a victory or a defeat. As the documentary follows this tension, it raises a deeper concern. When audiences turn legal developments into emotional scoreboard moments, does truth ever get the space it needs to fully emerge?
You're doing the Final Lap tour. Busta Rhymes was opening up for you guys at one point.
Right.
The U.S. part, I think, of the tour?
Yeah. No, he came to some of Europe.
Oh, some of the Europe tour?
Yeah.
Okay. Busta's a legend, by the way.
Yes.
One of the greatest hip-hop performers,
of course, yes.
period. Him and Wyclef, I put
right.
near the very top
right.
out of all performers.
Okay.
But recently, 50 and Busta were going, having a friendly back and
they
forth.
put the picture. Yeah.
picture.
I've seen, that's...
And 50 put, Busta cannot wear this to humor harmony.
Yeah, I mean, you know how 50 is, man. 50's crazy, man. It's all humor, man.
That outfit is horrible,
I seen Busta post something up? But you see, you know, 50's crazy. He could dish what he takes. So you fuck with him on. Who you think is the 5 people? Let's think of the 5 people I would never want to argue with on the internet. 50. Who would you say? Look, hold on. Let me give my 5. 50. Charleston White. Right?
I've argued with him before.
But he keeps going Charleston White. Whack 100, we say.
Okay.
Who else would you put there? I know 50, Charleston White, Whack 100. Who?
Kendrick Lamar.
We talking about Instagram. I mean,
okay, Instagram. He's not an IG guy. I'm just saying.
You love Kendrick right now. You ain't fucking with Drake right now. Come on, we got to be able to go to Canada.
I'm fucking with Drake. I'm a Drake fan.
Nah, I felt like it was a good battle, man. It was
a great battle. Okay, so I see where you're going with this.
I'm
okay,
saying
50, social media.
50, you don't want to fuck with 50 on there. He'll kill you on the gram. I said Charleston White.
The documentary argues that the distance between legality and accountability remains vast and often intentionally blurred. Complex legal developments can easily be interpreted as proof of innocence in the court of public opinion, even when deeper questions remain unresolved. But rather than focusing only on verdicts or technical outcomes, the narrative shifts towards something more subtle and unsettling. In an era driven by optics, perception, and strategic messaging, responsibility is no longer defined only by what can be proven. It becomes tied to influence, behavior, and the impact left behind. As public attention moves faster than reflection, the documentary leaves one lingering question hanging in the silence. In a culture shaped by appearances, where does true accountability actually begin?
It's crazy. Whack 100. Because Whack 100 will put up your address and all kinds of
1090 Jake.
You think 1090?
He'll put out some paperwork on you didn't even know
that's,
existed.
That's true too.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different thing. I'm just saying, like
Boosie.
Yeah.
Boosie will go hard at you.
Yeah.
Remember Boosie and Blue were going at it.
Boosie.
And then, you know, unfortunately, Boosie's my man, but I don't agree. He basically pointed out that Young Blue's child, I think, was autistic, and he kind of took a shot at that.
I like Young Blue, Boosie. I like both of them. I try to stay out of it. Hopefully, they can work it out. You know.
Yeah.
They both got a lot of money. I kind of stay out of their issues, but if they fuck with Blue hard, niggas fuck with Boosie hard. But how it's the industry. You just stay out the way. You stay out of people's beef. When I got beef, I don't expect nobody to jump in anything for me.
Yeah, me too.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah. But you know how the industry is. You have to choose a side.
Unfortunately.
Right.
And trying to be neutral sometimes gets you messed up on both sides.
Right.
Both people stop fucking with you by being neutral.
Yeah, right. And people could look at it a certain way. That's like what you were saying with the game thing. Like, game at the show, that might have been good, but...
By its final chapter, the documentary reframes the entire conflict, not as a battle between personalities, but as an examination of the larger systems operating beneath the surface. Networks of influence, strategic silence, manufactured outrage, and selective memory all converge to shape what the public is allowed to see and what remains hidden behind the scenes. Hip-hop is presented not only as culture, but as a form of informal governance, where power moves quietly yet decisively through relationships, reputation, and access. The story ends without offering a clean resolution. Instead, it leaves behind a lingering tension. Everyone claims to value transparency, yet true transparency has the power to destabilize entire structures built on loyalty and silence. And if speaking the full truth comes with professional and personal consequences, the documentary leaves one final question echoing long after the credits roll. Who is ever truly in a position to tell it at all?